What up, everybody? It's Rob the Metal Guy. I'm back at you with another video update here for the channel. Today I'll be talking about a new record that I recently acquired. I was down in the South Bay area today, so stopped by ye old Rasputin's in Campbell, California. As I've always said, one of the best Rasputins in the Bay Area, so went a little record shopping, looked at the CDs as well, but found a vinyl that I wanted from a band that I mean, if you see the title, they're one of the legendary metal bands of all time. I'm talking about Mercyful Fate right here. Band I've been a fan of for a long time. King Diamond especially, his solo career. Have a lot of his albums in my collection, seen him live. And this one is actually from the 90s. It's In the Shadows. And this came out, I believe the band had just reformed. It was kind of a reunion. It was at 92. They did a show. And then they put out this album shortly after, in 1993. And what I love about this release, it has one of my favorite songs from Mercyful Fate. Actually, I put this up there, Egypt, which is the opening track to the album. I've always liked this. And I always like also the artwork for this. The artist did a really cool job in capturing some of the songs on this. Like the Legend, or let's see, Legend of the Headless Rider. You can actually see, if you pay attention right there, and you see the Headless Rider, and then also on the back, got his scythe. You can see that. It's kind of cool. And you got Melissa standing, looking at the tree. So I've always liked this. And you got just really good haunting artwork here. And I loved also, I'd say the borderline, just great album, man. I'm telling you, from top to bottom, the songs on here, The Bell Witch, that's a good track. A Gruesome Time is, to me, one of the underrated songs off this album. If you haven't heard this release, In the Shadows, do so. Of course, Mercyful Fate, Don't Break the Oath. To me, that's one of the greatest metal albums of just any time. One of the greatest metal albums. I just, from top to bottom, that right there, Don't Break the Oath. And it solidifies Mercyful Fate. And of course, Metallica had to kind of ruin it with the crappy covers they did. No offense, those just suck. James Hetfield should not try to sing King Diamond vocals. Kirk Hammett, no offense, he doesn't come close to Hank Sherman and Michael Denner. That just is, it's just no comparison. I'm sorry. Their talent and their style. The cool thing about this too is you actually get to see, you got the band photos here. Got King in the center, of course, with the face paint, looking evil. But you got you got Timmy Hansen, Michael Denner, Snowy Shaw on drums there. And this band put out just a solid kind of, I guess you would say, comeback album. Like, there's been certain albums from bands, right, after a while, they're comeback albums that, yeah, they're all right. But this one, to me, kind of maintained Mercyful Fate's talents and their sound for sure. I mean, Melissa, Don't Break the Oath, very iconic metal albums. And to come back in the 90s and put out this album, which to me says a lot, because in the 90s you had artists, again, you had the grunge movement going on, right? Seattle and all that crap, and Soundgarden, Pearl Jam, and Nirvana, right? That was the thing. And so to put out an album early 90s like this, and still deliver that good classic metal sound from the 80s. And Black Sabbath did that as well. I mean, I would say the same, for Dehumanizer. Actually, I think Dehumanizer is heavier. It's to me, that's one of the heaviest Sabbath albums. And it's an underrated album. And it came out during a time when you got a lot of freaking grunge, kind of just simple, basic sounding metal rock albums coming out in that early 90s period. So you get bands like Black Sabbath, you get bands like Mercyful Fate putting out really good material, right? Talented musicians, compositions that have that dynamic, creative approach. And for this, I mean, the songs on here, King Diamond, great lyricist, love the lyrics, the way that he tells these stories in each of the songs, and it's all horror themed pretty much, which that's right up my alley as someone who loves horror films. But what's cool about this too, well, I'm glad I got this. I would have gotten it if it was on black vinyl, but hey, Blue Smoke, what can you say? That's pretty awesome, man. Yeah, if you get the option to get a colored vinyl, why not go for it? For me, it's all about the music, but hey, if you get the chance to buy it, you know, there's a colored option, and it's a good price. They're not trying to jack you up like, wait, I'm paying $10 more for the variant? What the hell? No, this one is pretty sweet. Metal Blade reissued. I've been wanting to get this for a while, and I actually was about to. I saw it at another Rasputin's. I'm not going to say the location of that place because I don't want to promote this. See me struggle. I'll wait. I'll put it back later. But I saw it. I looked at it, and I can tell you the quality of the vinyl was bad. Or not the vinyl, it was the outside. It looked like somebody beat it up. I'm talking, this cover looked just smacked around. I mean, it looked like Mike Tyson went into the freaking Rasputin and started punching some of the vinyls in the section. So I said to myself, yeah, I'm not going to get it. Also, it looked like it was open. And the same with I think it was 9 from Mercyful Fate. It was at that same Rasputin's where I saw a copy of 9. I was like, oh, I want to get this. And like the plastic shrink wrap was taken off. It was dented, and oh my goodness. So Rasputin's, Campbell, their selection of vinyl. They have quite a few of the Mercyful Fate albums from the 90s period, which I like, the reissues on the vinyls, which that was cool to see. And sure enough, they had the one I wanted. But the quality at the Campbell is, you don't have to worry about that. And for the most part, like the CDs, where I've gone to some Rasputins, and I swear there's this one Rasputins in particular. I probably mentioned it in another video. I always seem to shit on them. But they deserve it because I swear that the CDs are cracked. The vinyl section is in disarray. I haven't gone there for a long time, and I don't think I will be going back probably. I just personally, I don't like that. Especially they move locations. I'm talking about the Pleasant Hill one. I'm not wham if I hurt somebody's feelings. Oh, I love that one. I've always had bad experiences, especially since they moved to that new location. Rasputin's, Campbell, best. That's it. Enough said. And like I said, I went there today and had a good experience. Yeah, my nephew, he could have gone inside, but my nephew, he had decided he didn't want to go inside after I bought him lunch and everything, too, at Kahu Ramen. Great restaurant, Japanese restaurant in San Jose. Got to check it out if you're ever down there in San Jose area. Kind of going towards Saratoga. It's a good restaurant at the shopping center where they have the Mitsuwa Market. And shout out to Shonen Soda. Saw the owner. He was promoting his sodas. Actually, it was a year ago that I first saw him, and he was talking about this company. He was promoting it, the soda brand, Japanese soda. Really good. And they have them now at 99 Ranch Markets, Dazo. They have them in some other markets. They're in Hawaii. They're in Southern California. If you go to Ranch 99 and some of these other Japanese, Asian food stores. And gotta say, man, that's awesome, because that was a year ago. He was just kind of starting out. The company was in its beginning stages. He was selling it just like Mitsuwa and some other places. Then he got the 99 Ranch going, and hey, he's taken off. And that's what's cool about here in America, man. Small business, seeing somebody, come here and really do something awesome. And he's done that. So support Shonen Soda if you like Japanese sodas, man. I always give credit where credit's due. And it's kind of like with the metal and the punk community, fighting against the major labels and stuff. That's what Shonen's doing. It's like an underground punk metal band, going against all odds. So really hope he keeps expanding. That's great for him. So yeah, I got to see him today. That was cool at the Mitsuwa Market. And then I want to also give a shout out here. This video is going to be kind of short if I don't go off into a rant. But next week, if you have nothing to do when you're in the Bay Area, I'm going to make sure I get this correct. Empty Chalice, a black metal band from Canada, the Vancouver area of Canada. Great band if you like old school style black metal, battery, has a little bit of the blasphemy, but hear it, feel to it. Also Profanatica, little elements thrown in there, but definitely the old school 80s, black metal raw sound. Empty Chalice, man, I have a demo cassette that was given to me by one of the members, and really cool guy, and I can't wait to see him. I think this is the first time that he is playing in the Bay Area. I do not know if he has ever played, because he has another band, if you want to check out. It's called Pathetic. They're a death metal band from the Calgary area. Then he moved to Vancouver. But they'll be performing, or he'll be performing for the first time in the Bay Area, because I don't think Pathetic's ever played in the Bay Area. And I don't know if he had another band. I don't know if Witch's Hammer, because he plays bass and that's ever played. So this might be his first time. And I know this is definitely Empty Chalice's first time in the Bay Area, but they played in the U.S. Pretty sure they played in Texas at a metal festival down there somewhere. So, but first Bay Area appearance. They're doing 2 shows, actually. They're going to be in Sacramento. So if you're in the Sacramento area, check that out. Empty Chalice. I believe, let me see here, they're playing with Piss Baptism and Verolf. Verolf is from San Jose, from what I remember. But they're playing in Sacramento. That's going to be this coming Friday, and it's at the Old Ironside. Yep, Friday, May 30th. If you're in Sacramento, check it out. And then for the people that are more in the Bay Area, again, Sacramento, for those who are not familiar with California, Bay Area geography, Sacramento is east, going east of us. And here in the Bay Area, we have, though, the show is going to be in Belmont. Interesting place. Belmont is just, it's south of San Mateo. It's like right before you get to Redwood City. So I guess for people that, okay, San Francisco, you go south of San Francisco, Daly City, San Mateo, then you get to like Belmont area. And then there's also, like I said, after that, Redwood City, Palo Alto. There you go. If you just Google search it, darn it. Dang, why do I have to describe all this stuff? You can Google Maps it, go Belmont, California. Now, if you don't live in California, I'm sorry, I can't really help you there unless you could get a plane ticket. If you have a lot of money to dispose and you want to see some good black metal music, buy a plane ticket, fly into SFO, San Francisco Airport, just drive down 101, you're in Belmont. You learn, see my channel, you learn something, okay? It's an educational channel, talking metal music and geography of the Bay Area, giving you details. Nah, gosh, who would have thought? But in Belmont, it's going to be at Chris's New Harbor Bar. That's the place. It's a bar. That is Friday, May 31st. Doors at 7:30. It's $15, and since it's a bar, unfortunately, it's 21 and up. It won't be an all ages show. I will hope that Empty Chalice gets to play an all ages show for the under 21 crowd, because there's quite a few of the metal fans here in the Bay Area. But if you are over the age of 21 and want to see some good black metal, they're going to be playing with Verolf again, and also Cardinal. I've heard of them. And then, who else here? Noken Semper. If I pronounced that incorrectly, I apologize. Noken Semper. And Bazale. I think was that Bazalo. I'm probably mispronouncing that. I apologize if I butchered that stuff, guys. Great bands, though. I've heard some of the material. I know Cardinal I've heard, for sure. I've listened to some. But, of course, Empty Chalice. I'm really happy to see my friend, and his band playing down here. It's a great opportunity here in the Bay Area. We have a strong underground metal scene. It's definitely here. Difficult to find places. That's always seems to be the challenge. Venues coming and going. Black metal bands, death metal bands. It's just difficult, right, to put on shows. Screamo metalcore bands, they don't seem to have a problem. Hipster bands, they can play, I guess, any gosh darn where in the area. But it can be challenging if you're a young band starting out here in the Bay Area when it comes to underground music. But so we've had places coming through. Brentwood has Brentwood Emporium now. San Jose's got some places. The Ritz actually put on an all-ages show, which I thought that was cool. It was a punk show, hardcore show, and not a huge fan of that type of music, but got to give credit where credit's due, man. And sure enough, the Ritz coming through, giving all-ages show, might help energize that San Jose metal punk community. So I'm looking forward to the future there. But should be good. I'm going to see Empty Chalice. That'll be, like I say, next week. If you're in the Bay Area and are interested, fan of black metal, check it out. And this is not the type of black metal. I got to just quickly go on rant. It's like that Death Heaven crap. Oh my good. I was at the Rasputins in Campbell. And I guess Death Heaven has a new album in the bin. That's how I found out, right? It was like, and then, I don't know, somehow there was an ad, I think, online, but I complained about it in the last video, and I got to bring it up again. Because if you want to talk about black metal, no. Death Heaven, and I don't think they even call themselves black metal, or they're a mixture of crap, right? They're post elements and this and that, black and no, I don't know what they are. They just are, to me, they're just crap. I never understood them. I'm sorry, I could never get into them. The members to me were always weirdos and stuff. I saw an interview one time and I just was horrified. And then listening to them, I just couldn't understand what the hell was going on. So no, I never liked them. But the new album cover for this brand new album they put out, it's in the bin today, and there's like 4 freaking copies. And either they're selling like hotcakes. Maybe if you work at the Rasputins and Campbell, you can attest to say that, oh, well, it's selling, so we have like 4 or 5 copies of the stupid thing. But I'm looking at it like, there's a hooker on the album cover. If you haven't seen the album cover, I'll just describe it. It is a hooker, or a woman that looks like a prostitute, a lady of the evening, you know, friends of the road type of woman, leaning into a car with what looks to be a 12-year-old. I'm talking, this doesn't look like an adult in the passenger seat. So a hooker is trying to pick up, or a 12-year-old is trying to pick. I swear, if this couldn't be any more Diddy shit on the planet, that I don't know what else to say. It is embarrassing. Death Heaven is an embarrassment. I would take that album and I'd just toss it. I'd say, this isn't going to sell. Why even buy it, damn it? Or why even, if you're at a store, carry the damn thing? It's, to me, musically they suck. Their album cover sucks. They got nothing on Mercyful Fate, right? I mean, come on. Mercyful Fate has great album covers. Death Heaven, their type, what did they have? The album cover was just pink? That was it. It was just pink. And they thought people said, oh, this is some heavy stuff. You better check it out. No, I'm not going for it. Don't tell me I need to check out that crap. I didn't get it. I'll stick with Empty Chalice. I'll stick with Bathory. I'll stick with Graveland. I'll stick with Satyricon, the early releases. I'll stick with Dissection. That, to me, is a type of black metal I enjoy. Satanic War Master. That's black metal. What the gosh darn Death Heaven, that goofy stuff, and the liturgies or bittergies or tittergies, I don't give a damn. Throw it away. It sucks. So, there you go. All right, everybody. That was your video. I'll keep trying to post you, and I might actually have some interviews lined up. We'll see how that goes in the coming weeks. Yeah, I'm actually trying to set that up for the channel, because I used to do interviews if you want to check my old videos. And yeah, always enjoyed doing those. So, all right, everybody.